This is Joseph Phillips. In this brief presentation, we're going to take a look at the overview of managing changing requirements, one of the most frustrating things for most business analysts. First, we need to understand why requirements change. It could be a value-add change, that as more information has become available, the change is legitimate and needs to be made. There could be a change in the technology or the regulations and laws that affect the technology that affect your solution. Chances are, though, you're doing change because of errors and omissions, that the requirements were poor to begin with, or the requirements forgot to include certain stakeholders, which have caused more changes to be introduced, or more requirements, I should say, to be introduced. Now, uncertain outcomes, this is an approach where you might use in rolling wave planning or progressive elaboration, that as more information becomes available, you're able to pinpoint what the requirement should be. Now, there are many areas in an organization where change can come from. As stakeholders interact with each other, that can generate change because they talk with each other and it generates ideas and generates new requirements. If you have a lack of requirement traceability and dependencies, this can introduce change. The business objectives may change. The boundary constraints could affect requirements. Those could change, so now you have to add requirements or even take away requirements. Customers may change their minds, or they may have buyer's remorse, so they ask for fewer things to bring the cost of the project down. Or you might have scope creep. This is often camouflaged as developer additions when they add little tiny changes to the scope or to the requirements. You need configuration management. This is an approach to control changes to the solution you've identified, and it defines how and who can change the solution. It controls storage, access to that storage, and control to the product. And this is used throughout the entire organization, not just one project, so that it ensures consistency. Configuration management really moves through 5 processes that you plan, you identify, you control, you account for the requirements, and then you verify, and then it starts over. So this is the configuration management framework. Change management is really about 3 specific activities: creating a strategy for the business analyst, a strategy for the project scope, and then a strategy for the product. And these are all reliant on one another.